APC. Change. APC. Change. Change. All over. A great leader of our party in this part of the world. I salute you.
Thank you.
First, let me congratulate you that you have now assumed leadership of, in Igbo land, they say boo. I have come on a very simple mission. My mission, which has been ongoing for a little while, but I think that God has given to us an extraordinary gift with which we can transform our society, our people, and take us away from the misery index where we are located currently as a people, as a country, as a state, and as a community. However, using that instrument to do the needful has been significantly challenged by the fact that somehow we have little things that are sniping away and preventing us to cohere as we should and sweep this place clean of the mess that has bedeviled it for a very long time. So I thought that I should begin by turning to the leaders, to the elders, to all and sundry, and to say, there is no reason why we can't have optimum peace amongst us. We can disagree. Disagreement is very important. Without disagreement, there is no progress. But if we disagree in ways that we know that together we can make things happen, then that is positive disagreement. And so I started out visiting around. So my base is my base. We will come to our base. But I have made visits to Central, to South, and continue to talk to the leadership of the APC in Delta. But every time I go to Abuja, they say to me, that's your state. That's your senatorial district. What are you doing about them? But please, if we can just bury those small differences, we will see that the strength we have, that we will be like that broom that cannot be broken. But if we continue to be broomsticks, then everybody will take us and be doing it with us. We cannot afford for that to happen because our people have suffered for too long. I was sharing just this morning with some people who came to visit me. You know, it's interesting, Anambra, just across the bridge there. By its allocation, it's supposed to be one of the poorest countries in the world. Yeah. States. It has the best road network in this country. My friend, Ubi Jackson, his daughter was getting married the other time. I was chairman at the proper wedding in Lagos. And we had to go to Okija from Oka. I came into Oka. One of the commissioners came with me. He said, okay, we're going to Okija. We had 3 options of very good roads, 3 options to go from Oka to Okija. So we are now debating which one should we take. But you know what is nice about this? Anambra people give me credit for most of what has happened in Anambra because from Chris and I said to them, you could stop this nonsense you are doing to your state. I have one small advantage in Anambra, which is why all the major Anambra politicians come to see me before they go anywhere. The Catholic Archbishop of Onitsha is the Okuziogu of Anambra politics. He's my classmate and very good friend. And every year, I spend 5 days with all the priests of the Presbyterium of the Onitsha Archdiocese, helping them with how they can better organize their parishes. That youth village in Oka, was inspired by me, there's tribute to me there and all of that. In fact, they are now starting a university. The Catholic College started a university called Shanahan University of Science and Technology. I'm the first chairman of council and Prof chancellor of this university. But the point really that I'm trying to make is that it was harassing people like Chris Nkigi and Peter Obi because I threatened them that if they don't do right by their people, I will get the Archbishop to make sure nobody votes for them in the next election. That Anambra began to behave, and today Anambra is one of the places. So how can we do that in another state? And our own state is a mess like this. The time for change has come. But that change will only take place when we work together. If we bury the hatchets that are there around and we realize that what we are fighting for is not you, me, this common good, the future of our children. And so we are passionately committed to seeing this happen. Again, permit me, being a teacher is a very dangerous thing. Teachers tell lots of stories. But I remind people that we look at the small things that we're chasing in life and we miss the big picture. Many years ago, 1990 to be precise, 1990, it was published in 1991, a young journalist, as he was then, he's now executive director at ExxonMobil, Paul Dozier, came to interview me. And he said to me, why are you so passionate about these things that you do? And I said, it's very simple. If a life is not purpose-driven, it is not worth living. And the purpose of living is the pursuit of immortality. That everybody who is born should strive to live forever. And there are two kinds of immortalities. I was just saying it flippantly. Many years later, still today, I go back, pick up that interview and read it. It was published in Mr. Magazine. And read it, and I say, oh, the Holy Spirit was really inspiring that statement. It would have been me. Very flippantly, I said, the first immortality is to live and touch lives in a way that long after your body has become dust, people are still talking about you. And I like to use a small joke of a story of something that happened in Ibuzo in the 40s and 50s to illustrate this. Because in Ibuzo in those days, there was a teacher, a man from Oka called Mwakalu. He was well known. In those days, they made up the English language as they went along. So, people came to school, and one person didn't show up. And when Mwakalu came and asked the teacher, where is so and so? He said, we don't know, he has not. He said, okay, somebody forgot the fellow. Then the person who went to look for the fellow disappeared, he didn't see him. So the other fellow arrived. So Mwakalu said, teacher, leave the chogger and punish the chogger. Leave the chogger and punish the chogger. Mwakalu has been dead at least 70 years. We are still talking about it till today. That is immortality. But if I ask you to remember who was the richest man in Ibuzo 10 years ago, nobody will remember. But we're remembering Mwakalu, who died more than 70 years ago because he touched people's lives. That is what I call material immortality. Of course, the most profound kind of material immortality comes through the written word. As a teacher, I have to keep quoting the masters on a continuing basis. One of the masters that I quote routinely, whenever I quote him, people, this man wrote these words 580 years ago. His name is Machiavelli. He wrote in The Prince, something that we are struggling with now in Nigeria. That nothing is more difficult to bring about than a new order of things. It means that change is hard to bring about. Nothing is more difficult to bring about than a new order of things. Because those who profit from the old order will do everything to prevent a new order from coming about. And those who could profit from the new order do not do enough to make it happen. Because man is incredulous in his nature, not wanting to try new things until he has witnessed experience of it. The challenge that we're facing in Delta is that the old order does not want to. And yet we all know that the old order is a burden, literally a curse on all of us. But there are many more people in our state who could profit from the new order. But as Machiavelli said 580 years ago, man is incredulous in his nature, not wanting to try new things until he has witnessed the experience of it. So how do we help people, most of who will profit from this new order that our change process can bring about, to know that what is coming to them is a better thing? To take all of us working at it. Yesterday night when I was speaking at an Ibuzo ICDU event, I referred to a lady who I admire greatly. Her name is Margaret Mead. Margaret Mead says, never doubt that a few committed individuals can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing ever happened. All through human history, all the major changes we talk to today are a few committed people. So I have come to say to all of us who are gathered, we are the few, we should be the committed, and if we are that way, we can change this place. But we must begin by sheathing our swords, turning swords into plowshares, and we can change the future of our life. So I plead with you, whoever you have a disagreement with, the good book says that you cannot go and give offering to God when you are quarreling with your brother. So leave it there, go back and fight. Then you come back and go to reconciliation. So I want to welcome all of us to this new kind of thinking. And I know that if I bring it, I have known him for very, very many years. In fact, I've put him in trouble many times. I have dragged him into many things that have caused him trouble. But it's okay. That's what we're supposed to do. But the trouble has not finished. It may never finish. But he and those that he leads will have to do the right things so that tomorrow our children will look back when our bodies have become dust and say, we had fathers.